Hey everybody, welcome back to the Full Circle Network. I'm editor-in-chief of FullCircleCinema.com, Jackson Hayes, and we're here to review episode 8 of Swamp Thing, A Long Walk Home. And today I'm joined by my managing editor, Marcos Melendez.
Hey, what's up, guys? We got another episode of Swamp Thing. It was pretty interesting. We also have Jake Campbell.
Hey guys, thanks for having me on this week. Sorry I couldn't be here for the last few episodes. Like Jackson said, we're going to be reviewing The Long Walk Home. It wasn't as crazy as the other ones, but it was okay, so let's get into it.
You can be real about it. It's
it
probably
sucked.
the worst episode so far. It's probably the worst
Oh
episode
my
so
god,
far.
if I had to hear Avery Sunderland talk, like, with his southern drawl for like one more minute...
He probably talked for 20
Dude,
minutes of this 40-minute episode.
It's like the episode was just him monologuing. That was the entire episode.
No. That was 50% of the episode.
It was just,
and the other 50% was a bad episode of House. Like, it was literally just a bad episode of House.
It was.
Like, Abby goes back to the CDC in Atlanta. For some reason, she's hanging out with all these new characters. All these new CDC doctors. This person above her is all about business. And then apparently that chick's working with the evil people, I guess. I don't even know what's going on. Who's aligned with who at this point? Because, just to jump around, I mean, Woodrue went back with Avery, and they aligned together, even though Avery had, or Woodrue has aligned with Maria. And where did those soldiers come from? Because those would be Maria's people, right? Because it's her business. I'm confused. I'm all confused about what's going on.
That's a good point. Where did they come from?
That's what I was thinking. Avery doesn't have any money. He's alone. People don't even know he's alive.
Yo, that sounds like a good point. Wait, well, maybe Woodrue like.
Are these the guys that the Conclave group sent with Woodrue?
I'm gonna think that's what happened.
But so they know that Avery's part of it, I guess.
I think they're gonna establish them more next season. I think that's the goal. So we'll learn a little bit more about them during season 2. Yeah, season 2 is gonna be really good.
Oh yeah. Totally forgot that the show's getting another season. Of course it's not, but so I was all over the place with this episode. It was left turn after left turn, and there was no stopping. And I was just, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, the first half is just, let's be real here. It's Avery walking through a forest, and
just
there's multiple scenes of him literally just standing in the forest for 2 minutes, and the scene ends. Like
it was just cutting between his crazy journey through the hallucinations and the rot, I guess. But we see some weird. So the swamp ate his dad and burned him alive in front of him. That was a weird. I thought this, like, a tree had fallen on his dad, or like he who knows, he fell into the swamp and drowned. No, he was pulled into a fire by the swamp itself. That's kind of a weird way to go with that character, I guess.
There's a lot that I don't understand about that. First off, so you're telling me that this whole time Avery's known the swamp was like this living thing, and also what was in that fire? Because he went up in like a second.
It was like he was covered in gas.
It's like he was just like swimming in gasoline before he was in the fire. It just made no sense.
All I'm saying is, if I witnessed that, I would also sound like how he sounds.
I mean, yeah, but like I guess he suppressed like his emotions about what was happening in the swamp. Honestly. And he just forgotten that, like, he watched a vine pull his father into a fire, like, physically.
It happens in the swamp,
I mean, the swamp took his daddy. That's what he always said. They took my daddy.
But he meant it literally. He knew it all along. That's wild.
Honestly.
So, honestly, the worst part is that how much it focuses on his story, and we don't even get a lot of Alec like, at all. We barely we know everything we know about him.
Yeah, cool scene at the end, but that was about it. The rest of it was him standing in the shadows as people looked at him.
Yeah, that's annoying. And
it was so all over the place, and that none of the Abby stuff worked, and the weird thing with her friend coming back.
And then he gets like kidnapped.
He gets kidnapped right outside her window at 1 a.m.
She didn't have any care in the world. She was just like,
they made it out like
really
they made it out like, oh my god. Like, she just, turn around, Abby, you can see, turn around. No, it was like, how can you not hear someone being kidnapped outside your window? He was screaming. He almost punched a guy.
She was like, this is a really great glass of wine. I needed this. Yeah. I needed this right now.
Dude, she grabbed a glass of wine, and that dude brought over a bottle of scotch, and she downed that thing, too. She's having a rough day. Also, did that pizza that he brought over look really disgusting? Because to me, it did not look good at all.
Yeah.
It was also small.
It didn't,
really small.
Right? The box it made it look like the pizza was a lot bigger than it was.
Like, it was a large pizza box, but it had like a Tostino's little pizza inside of it.
It just made no sense.
That had a big budget. Where did that budget go? You get a nice pizza.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, you spend all this money. It looks so nice. You can't get like a nice big pizza.
It was actually a prop pizza. They had that little money.
I mean, he took a bite. So if he was eating a prop, good on him for his acting.
He's very method. Very method.
Clearly, I mean,
he actually punched that guy in the scene. He really went all out on that one.
So that character, what's his name? Harlan.
Harlan, yeah.
Is it Harlan? Yeah, he was kind of all over the place. Like he was kind of a prick to Abby when he first got back. He was like, "I don't know anything. I can't have your back."
I can't do anything. It's like, hey man, no, we're here.
But it was literally just conflict for this episode because the first half of this episode.
We'll never see that doctor again. We'll never see the one doctor that was above her new boss or whatever. We'll never.
What's kind of funny was she was in the Swamp Thing movie.
Yeah, she's in the original.
That's right.
She played Alice Cable.
Yep.
And now she's angry doctor. She's really gone places.
Doctor,
she's really gone
generic
places.
Angry doctor. Because like she was angry and she started yelling for no reason. And then also she brought down the contamination of the rot, and I guess they had to lock down the CDC. Like where did that go? Like was that a lie?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It does. There's a lot that didn't make sense in this episode, and that's saying a lot when it's a show about a living swamp creature.
Yeah, but was it really about a living swamp creature? It was more about the adventures of Avery in the swamp and like I said, like a bad episode of House mixed together. Like that was about it.
I mean, the entire conversation with him, with Avery and like Swamp Thing, it was
insufferable.
incredible.
It was insufferable. He wouldn't stop talking. And then Alec wouldn't stop getting mad every 2 seconds he said something and just throwing something or smashing something or
same.
Like Avery would say a sentence. It, like literally, is my reaction. He'd just bang the table. And then Avery would say something else. He'd bang the table.
Well, like, I was out in the swamp, Alec. I was just out here, and they shot me. It was like, dude, chill. Let him finish the sentence.
Okay.
Also,
I guess like the only cool part, the only cool part of the episode is the last like 2 minutes.
That was it, yeah.
Pretty much, it's like when, as we said in the beginning, Swamp Thing starts fighting the Conclave soldiers. And yeah, he has some little moment. Of course, there's a lot of gas or whatnot, and a lot of smoke, and you can't see anything, but it was kind of cool. You could hear it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was pretty much this episode. They were good.
Not solid.
Well, you have 2 episodes left. That's not a good sign.
No, and when you're third to last, like, next week's gonna be the penultimate episode. Like this didn't help to set up really anything other than the cliffhanger at the end of Alec being captured by the government people, I guess, or the Conclave people, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like if this was 13 episodes, this was like the full 13 episode series, it could make it up. Like the last few episodes could make up for it, since this is like the midway. But we have 2 episodes left. And it's sad.
I mean, it's just a bummer. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to say like this. Like I'm starting to understand why like Warner Media like decided to do what they did with the show, but this is so such a bad direction that's taken since the first 2 episodes that like I'm just not looking forward to the end as much as I was at the beginning.
Mm-hmm. What if the way it's going out like this, and this is why they canceled it? They were trying to save us from the end. Do you think they knew it was going to be garbage in the very end?
Well, this episode had already filmed by the time they had shut down production.
They knew it was going to be garbage, okay?
Sure. I don't think they knew because everyone was very upset when it happened. I was very upset, as we've gone 5 weeks, 6 weeks in, and I was like, oh man, this sucks. But like the more we keep going, I'm just like, ugh, like this wasn't going where I wanted it to go.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like, it's going to sound weird, but I kind of don't want the end of the show to be that great because I'm going to feel even worse about the show being canceled.
The problem
is if it goes out bad, I'm be like, it's whatever.
If it ends on a cliffhanger, it's still going to piss me off either way.
Yeah. Oh my god.
It probably will.
You know what it is?
It's
going to end on one shot of Avery.
The end, right? Oh my god.
The last episode will be Avery monologuing.
Honestly, that's what we deserve.
That's what collectively. That's what we deserve.
For all that's what happened and everything that we've had to deal with. I feel like that's the ending that the world deserves.
That's the perfect metaphor.
Yep.
Just give me an hour of Avery talking about turtle soup and poor children in Africa, and I'll just binge it for an hour and just go on with my life, never thinking about the show ever again.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. We're gonna review it for 2 more weeks.
Well, I'll review it and then we'll move on. We'll just review Pennyworth and then we'll review Titans and we'll review Stargirl and we'll review all that good stuff. But I mean, I'll just be really bummed about the potential that this show had, and it just kind of got wasted by the end of it.
Well, it was a great episode.
We just spent 13 minutes just roasting the show. That's all we did.
Listen, I really wanted to have a good episode this week to talk about, but like once we all watched it and we all discussed it, before we got on, it was like it wasn't good. It just wasn't good.
It wasn't.
None of the aspects worked. It just wasn't good.
What was tough for me was I had to catch up on a few episodes because I haven't watched the past 5 episodes. I just haven't had time, and so I binged them all the day before we recorded, and so I was really hoping this last episode was gonna like get me through it, but it dragged so hard. It just it hurt to sit there and watch the whole thing. It just dragged the entire time. It was just so much Avery, so much monologuing, so much.
Yeah, I think that about does it.
I think that sums it up.
I mean, we'll try. Well, listen, we'll come back next week. Hopefully they get it together for this fake penultimate episode. It's episode 9 of 10, but it really is 9 of 13. So we're just gonna get what we get. I guess I don't know how they're gonna cut it together. The last 2. This is what I was worried about because this is the same issue we had with Titans, where like the last few episodes were really hard to get through because of what happened with the editing and all the issues with production. And how they had to cut the end of the season and make it the season premiere of the next season. This one is just like, damn, it's like these are just going to fall off. And we've been dreading this. Like we talked about this as soon as it got canceled and the production stopped. We were like, dude, the end of it's going to be such a bummer. And like that's where we're headed at this point. Hopefully they prove us wrong, but I mean, I'm not getting any indication of that.
Like the next they have to like blow us out of the water, out of that swamp water. The last 2 episodes here. I mean, apparently didn't they get to like rewrite some of like 9 and 10? Just to kind of... I think so. I think from what we heard that they were able to fix a few things and rewrite the very end of it. But, I mean, they had to rewrite on the fly. It was like they were just pumping it out at that point. So we'll get what we get. And there's no way we're getting like a full-on Blue Devil unless he appears at the end.
Well, I mean, unless you guys have any other thoughts, I guess we'll just wrap it up quickly here.
Yeah, that was
sorry to be the bearer of bad news here. Oh, I don't know what else to say, really.
But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, we really loved this week. It was great.
Okay. I keep trying to throw it to Jacob, and he just doesn't pick it up.
What is there to say? What's there to say? Yeah, this.
I keep ending on a sentence. Dude. I'm like, okay, someone pick it up.
All right, okay, let's do it again. All right, we'll do it right this time.
I did it organically.
Just do it again. Come on, we'll do it. What? Just be like, yeah. So if anyone has anything else to say, just say that.
Okay. If anyone has any final thoughts, I mean, go for it. The floor is yours.
Yeah, this episode sucked, guys. It was just absolute trash. See you next week. Was that good?
Yeah, that's good.
We'll wrap it up. Where can they find you on Twitter, Jacob? Move along.
You can find me on Twitter at JacobCamp13.
You can find me on Twitter at BizKeeper9.
Okay, and like always, you can follow the page at Full Circle Cine. You can follow us at FullCircleCinema.com. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, rate, do all those things. Thank you for that. And you can follow me at JacksonHayes67, and we'll catch you guys last week. Catch you next week for the last 2 episodes of Swamp Thing.
Rip.